Hello, universe! Welcome to In Response Interviews with Intriguing Internalizers. My name is Mia Park, and I started this interview series as my own internal response to this very intense year of 2020. And I love interviewing my friends and family from around the world. We're at over a dozen different countries now, people from all walks and faiths and beliefs of life. And I'm interested in hearing their internal responses to what's going on. Okay, it is July 31st, 2020. This is being live streamed on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel, and this is also going to be a podcast. So no matter how you're connecting with us, welcome and thanks for joining. And today's very special guest is Aditi Sarkar, and I have a pet name for Aditi, and it goes like this: Aditi! So Aditi, lovely, just a lovely like inspiration of joy. And Aditi and I met in a yoga teacher training program that met for 2 years, every 6 months for 2 weeks. So we got a chance to really hang out and know each other. And Aditi right now is in New York City, and Aditi, you're one of those, like, I would call you a secret weapon person, meaning you have so much to offer, you have so much like energy and so much accomplishments, but you're very quiet about it. So she's got a doctorate and she is an architect in New York City. She also volunteers and I guess was teaching yoga at Rikers Prison. I mean, I don't think that's happening now because of the pandemic. But
Mhm.
Aditi does a lot of really interesting things. Born and raised in India, we'll get into all that. Um, so Aditi, my dear, is there anything else you want people to know about you?
No, I think you said more than enough.
I know I'm the talker. Aditi, like I said, she's kind of more the quiet side. Well, welcome. And just to date stamp everything, we're still in the middle of this global health pandemic of COVID-19, and we're still very much in the struggle for racial equality.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering, what's the outside world look like to you right now?
Well, I'm in New York City, and it has become eerily quiet, very, very quiet. So there is definitely a big difference from what it was before. So um, I quite like this. Unlike other people, I quite like this.
Hmm. What do you like about it?
The main thing I like is that maybe this is a reset. So people are getting to maybe know uh, how the world may look if they're less human beings intruding. So it is a different way the world is working now. I like that. And it's a slower pace. I like the slower pace.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It just gives everyone takes the edge off like that like we have pressure, but it kind of takes that frenetic pressure off a little bit, doesn't it?
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So now that we know what the outside world looks like, a little more quiet Manhattan, New York City. I'd love if you could share your internal response to that outside situation.
To me, the coronavirus is like it's like a poison dart from the animal world, reminding us that we have kind of encroached into their world and far too deep into nature's being. And the animal kingdom, who for centuries have silently borne the brunt of our voracious appetite, kind of just sent us a cryptic message through their tiniest messenger. And it's time that we listen. So it's time for us to step back, and I hope people are going to step back like I am and examine our habits. And otherwise we really do deserve to be wiped out if we don't listen.
I think he's like, human race, you're out of here if you don't step up, right?
Yes, yes, I think it was about time. It really was about time.
So do you think that the coronavirus and the human pressure of the racial injustice that we're facing, do you think it's enough to change people?
I hope so. I really hope so. There are some people, I hope they are looking internally and they will maybe change. But there are some people who will not because they are very rigid in their mindset, and it's difficult. And being in New York, I have been seeing from my window, I live right across the Queen's courthouse. So I see a lot of protest. And if I was, I feel a little hesitant to go down and join them, but I'm with them in my heart because I'm afraid of being infected. But I see a lot of things going on. So I hope, but they're primarily young people and people of color. And I really hope that their voices will be heard. And I'm really very keen on seeing that. And
Hmm.
I can't join them, but I'm very keen on seeing a change.
Hmm. So I feel like you have a unique perspective as, you're a brown woman, you are an adult, and you're an immigrant. And
Mhm.
so, like, I feel like when we talk about internal responses, we're really addressing deep internal responses because we can all make lists about ourselves. Like I just made a list about you, right? So knowing that background, can you tell us, like, first of all, talk about your spiritual lineage and how you grew up in India, and then can you share from your spiritual paradigm your response to what's happening
Well,
deeper than the list?
yeah. So being in being in India has given me, I think, a very a wider outlook and ability to see other people's religions and how other people see the world, because Hinduism kind of accepts all other religions as just different paths to the same you know whatever they call as god, or whatever they name it. So Hinduism has this unique view to the world, that whatever path you take, whatever religion you take, you're going to the same place. So that has helped me to be able to be calmer, I guess, than other people. When I see people very perturbed, I have friends who are extremely perturbed in this COVID era, and I feel that I haven't been so perturbed, maybe because of how I have been brought up. That has really helped me.
So what about your Hindu upbringing is keeping you grounded and so that you're not perturbed?
I believe a large part is yoga. I think yoga helps a lot, which, I wouldn't say Hindu anymore, because it's
Mm.
kind of the entire world is doing it. And, it's been accepted by people of different faiths. And so I think yoga helps me a lot. And I started yoga when I was in India. And so that helps me. I've continued doing yoga, and with Gary's program, of course, I've gone deeper into it. But
That's
I think,
if I can pause, that's Gary Kraftsow. So we did our Viniyoga training, and that's who Gary is. Go ahead.
yes, yeah. So I think that has really helped me to ground myself more. And I recently also gave some lectures on yoga philosophy, and that helped me go deeper into it and read about it more. And that has really helped me to ground myself.
Oh, that's so cool. I think I read that. Where did you was it on the sutras? The yoga
Not
sutras?
No, not just on the Yoga Sutras, just on the history of how yoga was conceived, and how it has evolved over time. So it did contain the Yoga Sutras, but it started from the Upanishads, and then it came
Mm.
to the Yoga Sutras, and then it came to the Pradipika, and then I went through the entire thing up till Krishnamacharya, and how his words have now spread across the world and things like that. So it's like the history of yoga right from the beginning till the present time.
Oh, cool. Well, that gives you, yeah, it's kind of nice when you're going to teach something or present something, it gives you a more incentive to kind of dig deep and make sure you know what you're talking about, right?
Oh, absolutely. I came
Yeah.
to know much more because I have to teach. Yeah.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
I also wonder, I mean, you do have a scientist brain, you know, you are tell us about your training as an architect and more. And then can you tell us how you see things from that perspective?
Well, I started as a physicist. I came to this country for a PhD in physics. But, I just completed my master's and I always wanted to be an architect. So I became an architect. So I'm kind of, I see the world both as an artist and as a scientist. And, that perspective, I would say, that has given me a very grounded perspective on how when I go out into the corona world I kind of take a lot of precautions. I like wearing a mask, cleaning my hands. I'm really I do that a lot because I have been trained as a scientist, and I know the implications of not taking those precautions.
Yeah.
So that has helped me a lot, I would say.
Hmm. So is there, I'm always fascinated by scientists who are also spiritual people. Like for you, is there that place or that moment where science and spirituality meet and make sense to you? Because the two can be seen as very different.
Yes, yes. The two, most people kind of separate it, and what Corona has done is I have become stronger in questioning things. So I wonder, I wonder if Corona is a virus that cannot be controlled, or are we the virus to this beautiful home we call Earth? I have started questioning in that way. So you could call that spiritual, you can call that scientific, but that is how I have been thinking. Is Corona the virus or are we the virus?
Huh, can you say more about that? Like, if you think that humans are the virus, what does that mean and look like to you?
To me, we are not living respecting the earth. Our lifestyles, the way we live, the way we have gone so far into extracting things from the earth, and our lifestyle is so advanced in a way that we have lost touch with the earth. I really believe that we have lost touch. And in that way, I think this is an opportunity for us to go back and kind of get in touch with the earth once again. And maybe this virus is a very strong way of telling us, let's get back.
So, you know how some viruses don't have a cure. We just kind of inoculate ourselves against them. Um,
Uh-huh.
if humans are a virus, like what would that inoculation against us look like? Like I picture us trying to protect ourselves from ourselves. I feel like some of us are doing that anyway. Like I wonder what kind of vaccine or yeah, medicine there would be to cure us from the human virus. What do you think
Maybe
about
it's time for the younger generation who are more in, they are more environmentally aware. They are more, so maybe that is why they are not getting as infected as we, the older generation, are getting infected. Maybe it's time for them to come up with their ideas. So maybe we do not have the inoculation and we will not. But the younger generation, maybe because their immune system is open to learning new viruses, maybe their system will learn and they will lead the world in a much better way. So hopefully things will be different.
Yeah, Aditi, I have to say that I am a big fan of, like, you're slightly nihilist. I kind of dig that. You're like, all right, humanity, you're done. Older people, make way. Here come the younger people. Is that like, are you kind of so comfortable with that idea of either humanity just wiping out, or at least our generation wiping out, because you believe in reincarnation?
Not because of rain. I don't want to come back to the earth in any way. I want nirvana.
Girl, woman, if you want to get to nirvana, both you and I have a lot of work we got to do. We have a lot more spiritual work we got to do to get there.
Oh yes,
Anyway,
lot
you're
more
probably
work.
closer than me, though.
I wouldn't say that. I know you. I know you. You are a very spiritual person. So, but I don't mind going out. I just mind coming back. But whichever way I come back, whichever way I come back, I just hope I have a better outlook. Uh, you know, I'm more spiritual when I come back. Uh, that's all.
Hmm. So what's keeping you from being more spiritual right now while you're here?
Well, I try my best. I try whatever I can do. I try to make friends with people who have a different outlook to the world than normal people. I have gotten I am more clear about who my friends are. So I am very clear about that now. I wasn't so before. Now I'm more clear about that. And if people are not very not very spiritual, I don't know what the word is, but I don't go out of my way to be in touch with them.
Well, that's kind of that concept of Sangha, right?
Yes.
So we talk about Sangha meaning community, Sangha meaning the group energy that helps us individually and collectively evolve and kind of move forward as a way that way. And
Yes, yes.
what do you think about this digital Sangha we have going on, since there's not really a choice?
Because we don't have a choice, but at least we have a way to connect. I'm glad that we do have a way to connect. You know, so
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, so I practice Tai Chi just about every day, and I do it online. And it ends up there's a woman. I was doing it before online. There's a woman who's new to our virtual Tai Chi class, and live in the same neighborhood. So we met outside. We were masked, and we were going to practice together.
Hmm.
Because she's new and she had only started the practice on screen, she didn't know that in our regular practice, we kind of work like a school of fish. We stand reasonably close to each other and we move at the same time. And because of that feeling of group activity, doing it together, and she didn't want to do it, which I thought was really interesting. And
I
and so that made me question the efficacy of this digital sangha that we have. Not only
uh,
do some people just don't know because they haven't done it in person, but also it's a preference thing. Like, well, you talk about young people, and I wonder, like, maybe some young people who are getting so acclimated to this digital sangha, like maybe this is all they want. What do you think about that?
yes, that is true. There's maybe they will not learn how to really interact with people, and that is a really bad thing about it. But hopefully this is not going to last maybe more than 2 to 3 years. This the way we are living now. Within 2 years, I believe there would be something coming up, or we'll have kind of developed something between all of us who will still survive this, some kind of way to protect ourselves, and we'll be able to meet each other face to face
Hmm.
and get back to whatever is called normal. You know. Uh,
So you give it 2 to 3 years, huh?
yes, I would think so. I would think it'll take that long. I
Yeah.
definitely see as an architect, I see that my jobs all stopped when they started, but they have restarted again, have got the permits and they have restarted again. But the city is extremely cautious about not letting people work together. So we have to take a lot of precautions, and this is going to go on at least a year or so, they're saying.
I see. Well, that's the latest on building buildings in New York City. Yeah. So are there any other while we wrap up, are there any comments that you want to share with us from that beautiful deep mind and heart of yours?
No, I would like to hear about what you feel. I would love to hear about your outlook on this.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thanks. Um, I am I trust in the future. I
Mm-hmm.
really do. I agree with you. I think that as a human species, we needed this much pressure in order to push the shift that we need to make to evolve, to become more um, insightful
Mm-hmm.
people, to really think about who we are individually and how we can help each other and be together in this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we need that pressure. And I'll be honest, I don't think that we have enough pressure. I think that as a species, we're really dumb sometimes and we're very, very stubborn.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
I think that we're dumb and stubborn because of the unhealed emotional problems we all have. And then the trick of consciousness that makes us think that we know what's best for us because we're trying to protect these broken parts of all of us. We all have broken parts. There's no shame in that. But it's
Mhm.
about trying to understand our broken parts and fix our broken parts so we can work better individually, so then we
Mhm.
can start to care for each other in better ways.
Mhm.
But man, there are still some really dumbass people out there. I don't know. People are just not making great choices still. I'm
There
probably in
are.
there too somewhere. So,
Yes.
but I have, people like you and even our weird digital connections these ways. And I have trust in the future. Thanks for checking in with me. So, cool.
Yeah, I too am really looking for a better world. I know it's a better world is emerging, and it needed this break to come out on the other end with a better world.
I agree. Honestly, I think the break either needs to be longer or we need more pressure for the sustainable change that I would like to see, but I still have trust in people in the future. Maybe humanity will surprise me. I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to see more definitive and seismic and sustainable shifts in the way people treat each other happen. And I'm just,
Mhm.
with who our president is right now, I'm not seeing that happen yet, but like I said, I've got trust in that future, and you said you do too, right?
Oh, tell me about that. I can. I don't want to start on that.
We will. We will. We're at about time anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Peter Forbes McDowell, who says hi to both of us. Thank you, Peter. He's coming at us from LA. So that's the beauty of this digital sangha that we have. We have a friend in LA, I'm in Chicago, and you're in New York City. So hello, everybody. But Aditi, thank you so much for sharing your insight. It's
Okay.
very heartwarming for me to hear your voice and to connect with you this way. So thank you.
Thank you, Mia. It was wonderful.
Oh, cool. Alrighty, well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in supporting In Response, I have a Patreon page now. It's patreon.com/Mia Park. So if you're interested in supporting this podcast, this interview series, we are going on and on, probably until the end of the year at least. So your support would be greatly helped. I would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, thanks everybody. Take care. Bye, Aditi.
Bye bye.